In this video, we're going to talk about entering a settlement. This may be a little confusing, but actually it's quite easy. The first couple settlements are going to take you a little bit of time, but once you get a hang of it, it'll go pretty smoothly. So from the welcome screen, just press the settlements button. And as you can see here, there's nothing, but we're going to create a new settlement. So you would click Add New. You're going to pick a date. I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my old settlements here. And so this was from March 18th, 21. Basically, we're going to be entering the first couple sections of the settlement: the revenue section, the reimbursement section, and the deduction section. And there's one more spot, which is the interest, and then we're going to verify the settlement recap. And what we're going to be doing is recreating the statement of income and expense that Prime gives us. On the road, this is important for tax purposes, for deductions, for per diem. We get $69 a day for per diem. Typically, it's 80% of that $69 but this year it's 100%. I believe last year and the previous years that number may change, but the app will automatically update when those new numbers come out. So we had 7 days on the road. If you look down here, it'll show you your miles. So we had 3,062 miles. And then we're going to pick a revenue category. Now, as you can see in this drop down, there's nothing there now. Once we enter a new one, it will stay in that drop down, so the next time you do your settlement, it'll be there. So to enter a new one, click New. Then we're going to look at the settlement here, and you can see the VS, and that's service. Let's start with the ET, sorry. ET is Easy Pass, VS, YS, FS, and each one of those codes has a description. So we're going to enter in the code and a description. You can call it whatever you want. I would say try and make it as close to what is on the settlement as possible so you don't get confused. And then you just click Save. Click the drop down, pick the code. It'll automatically populate here. And then in this box, you would just enter the amount. So it's $14.37. If it's a positive number on the settlement, enter a positive number. If it's a negative number, enter a negative. Then just click Enter. And go on to the next one. So this VS is the next one. It's not in the drop down, so enter a new one. It's service. Hit Save. Click the drop down, pick the VS, enter the amount. Press Enter. Let's do one more. So we got YS. It's safety. Click Save. Pick it from the drop down. Enter the amount. Click Enter. And as you can see, it's populating a list of all the entries that we've entered. So if you see an issue, say you didn't put in the right amount, like, okay, here I can see a mistake. So ET Easy Pass, $14.47. but actually on my settlement, it was $14.37. So if we go here, click on that entry, it's going to show what we already have in there, which is incorrect. So to change it, you can say you entered in the wrong code or you entered in the wrong amount, you would change it here. So we're going to open the drop down, pick ET, and then we're going to enter the correct amount. Oops. $14. Oh, almost did it again. 37 cents. Then click save. So now it's correct. And then you would do the same thing for your expenses. We'll just jump down to expenses. Also, on the reimbursement section, you would enter those into the revenue section because it is revenue. So let's do a couple expense categories. So we have enter a new one, BT, that's bobtail, deadhead, insurance, click save, pick it from the category, enter the amount, $7.17, click enter. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and enter in the rest of these, and then we'll come back. All right, so I finished entering everything. As you're entering, just make sure that you got all your numbers correct. If it's a positive number, enter a positive number. If it's a negative, enter a negative. Under the revenue, you're going to want to enter in all the revenue section, plus the reimbursement section, and then also you're going to want to put in your interest, which is right here, and then your tire fund, which would be your excess mile or tire fund amount, and you'd enter that into the income section as a negative number. You don't want to put that as an expense because it's actually not an expense, it's your money, it's just being held in an account for you. And then scroll down to the settlement recap section and verify that the number at the bottom matches the settlement total, so 2291.43, 2291.43, and then you would click save. Also down here at the bottom, the estimated amount to save, that amount there isn't showing because this is a test account that I've got opened up here and it doesn't have a paid subscription on it. If you have a paid subscription, this box will generate an amount, and that's what you need to save for tax purposes. That's your self-employment tax, your Medicare and Social Security taxes. So it's just it's an estimate, something that you can use for your taxes at the end of the year. And then you would just click save. And then it'll show that settlement that you just entered into the settlement summary. On here, it'll show your total revenue, your total expenses, your cash flow, which is what was deposited into your bank, how many miles you had, your rate per mile, your expenses per mile, and your cents per mile, and then also your profit margin. Okay, then for totals, you click on totals and then enter a date range. So February 19th through whatever date you want to pick there, and then hit set dates. And then that's going to give you a total of all your settlements between that date range. Now we only have one in here, so it's only given those numbers for that one settlement. But it'll give you totals, total miles, all the days on the road, revenue per mile, expenses per mile, cents per mile, profit margin, and then it gives you a list of all the categories that you entered. So your revenue categories and your expense categories. And then under each category, it'll give you the total and then the cents per mile for that category. And same with expenses. So it kind of gives you an idea, and it's kind of nice to see after you get several settlements in, how your numbers are working. And that's how you enter a settlement. Thanks for watching.